Why do we do that? Why do we take time to hit our PVMV, every month and to commit it to memory? And what's the purpose of that? So I heard a quote that rang true. This was from Stephen Covey, and he said, "The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing." How true that is, right? The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing, and all the not main things not main. And that's what we're trying to do. And as you scale, as you grow a company, the complexity starts to abound within the organization, which brings out the energy vampire, and it just sucks the energy from the organization. And so if we can get more clarity and we can keep the main thing, then it helps to drive actions and help to be more motivating instead of sucking the energy out of all of our souls. So we're trying to avoid that and create clarity. And so over the last couple of years, we've spent a lot of time doing that, of understanding who are we, who am I, and then where are we going, what are we trying to accomplish. And so with who are we did the core values and beliefs, which we rolled out at the beginning of the year to try to better define our culture of who we are and who we want to be. And then we also have spent time focusing on where are we going, our purpose to enrich life through meaningful connection, to prearrange all families. That's a long-term vision. We're working on a 3 to 5 year roadmap, a plan of what are the main things we want to accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years. We have our 1 year objective, which is our objectives, which we just reviewed: same-store sales, new accounts, retention, sales, all that. And then we added a new one, which Eric Battles just spoke about, which was a quarterly priority, a quarterly theme, that if we worked on that could be our main thing, then it could drive tremendous results. And that's what we asked when we put this quarterly theme together. We said, what's one thing that if we all rallied together and focused on could help everything else, could make a tremendous impact on everything else? We thought, well, if we can have 20,000 FPC-set appointments, we focus on appointment set, we'll have more leads come through, we'll fill up agent calendars, we'll have more sales, funeral homes will be happy with the product we're providing them, our mix will improve, and at the end of the day, we're going to serve more families. And this helps to make everything better. And so that's what we've really focused on. And scaling up says that when an organization is laser focused on a single priority this week, this month, this quarter, this year, this decade, then it creates clarity, it creates a unity, and it creates power when we're all rowing together instead of in our separate directions. I heard a story a couple years ago about this. There was a group of individuals who had this really large grand piano, and they needed to move this piano from one room down the hall into the next room for an event. And so they strategized together. They said, okay, we're not professional movers, but we need to move this thing. So they tried different ways, and it was too heavy for them to move. They tried to organize themselves by strength so that they could balance it, or height, age, to figure out who could be where to move this piano, and with little success. So there they were, standing around the piano, thinking, what are we gonna do? And one of the individuals says, well, what if we just stood really close together and we just lift where we stand? Simple idea, but that's what they did. They huddled around the piano and they just lifted right where they stood, and just focused on where they stood, and the piano rose off the ground. They were able to walk it down the hallway and put it into the room for that event. So the solution to their problem was to come close together, shoulder to shoulder, and to focus on lifting where you stand. And so it is with us, that with this goal that we have, the quarterly goal, that we all have our area of influence, our area of responsibility, what we have strength in and what we're really good at. And as we get really focused on lifting where we stand and having trust in our coworkers and our teammates around us, then we can create tremendous power and energy to accomplish great things. Vince Lombardi, he once said, it's the individual commitment to a group effort or a group goal, which is the main thing, that makes teams work, that makes organizations work, that makes societies work and civilization work. Our individual commitment. And that's why I love these cards we have here. Hopefully everyone got one of these on their desk that the BDE team, marketing, created, that says, raise the sales, 20,000 appointments. What is your line of sight? What can you do to help Precoa reach 20,000 appointments this quarter? And we all have something. Some of us may need to be more creative than others on how we're going to help, but we all have something that we can do to help raise the sales, to lift the organization, and create power among us. So with that, as we come shoulder to shoulder, as we focus on lifting where we stand, we can accomplish amazing things together. Thank you.